Hello VC, friends and family worldwide. It is Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. If you partake of April Fool's Day, be careful. I don't participate. Folks, bear with me. It seems like I have to do this, okay? The artist in question that I keep talking about, that I am, whose records I'm releasing on my label, for those that are not understanding, it's me, Dereck Higgins. I have a record label, DVH Recordings. I have a brand new album. I just got it from the manufacturers last Thursday, called Sonospheres 2. Maybe you say the word sonospheres. I actually have not looked up the pronunciation yet in the dictionary, so I don't know. But yesterday in my Easter video, after all that talk, once again there was a question, even though the information was right below the video, and I said it would be. I still got the question. Who is the artist? What is the record you're selling? So, I guess I have to do this. Sonospheres 2 is my latest record by Dereck. Dereck Higgins is me. This is ambient electronic. This is the best thing I've ever done. Once you hear it, all ego aside, once you hear it, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is as good as anything you can buy. This year, last year, next year. Once again, I'll put the information below how you can download it for free. So you can hear it, you can have it. But if you like this artifact, which I'm extremely proud of, buy it for me, and the information will be below the video. Just for your information, folks, I have a vinyl update, but I obviously need to do business first. I printed this in an edition of 300 copies. 150 green, 150 red. I have already sold 99 copies. The green is going fast, which I kind of thought, because I already put out a red vinyl, Dereck 3. Maybe that has nothing to do with it, but I bet it does for the people that collect me. You know, they have a red one, they have an orange one, now they get the green one. But the green is going fast. I'll be out of the green vinyl Sonospheres before I'll be out of the red one. I am going to be putting this into the stores locally. I'm not going to go through a distributor. It's really hard to get paid through a distributor. It's really hard to get paid. I can't live like that. So I'm doing it all myself. Okay? Hope that answers your question. I hope you're still interested in my music. I hope the way I said that doesn't make me seem like a prick. I get a little impatient. It's like, you know, what is so hard to understand? A little footwork would do. I mean, even if all you had to do, well, never mind. I know that's how I find out about stuff. I do footwork. I celebrated this weekend by spending some money on vinyl. I'll say it again. I give not one whit about money. Frankly, I hate it. The only thing that I want money for pleasure-wise is to buy records. Seriously, everything else is for need. You know, I mean, my biggest material focus on this planet is music and records. So I don't need money for hookers and fast cars and trying to buy influence with politicians. Don't give a shit about that. I love music, and the simple act of making music, buying records, listening to music, talking about music, this is my fun. This is my fun. Before I show my records, one more quick side note. Today, Monday, I had hoped to go and start showing up at the at my art space. They're not ready for me. They're still constructing. I'm ahead of the game. You know, I'm saying it because it's true. I'm ready. I'm ready for action. So much for talk. Anyway, my brother Patrick is in town. Yesterday we went over to Gary Foster's to have a jam session. Gary Foster also has a record store on eBay and on Amazon. Gary and I are good friends. We go a long ways back. But this story goes to illustrate something that I painfully have continued to learn and understand. No one, well, let me put it like this. I have learned that it is foolish to expect others to feel the way that you feel and to understand the way you feel. And there's a lot of hurt and disappointment in this world because people don't get that and they expect it. That's unrealistic. Here's the story. Well, here's the Grail. Finally, Akiko Yano on vinyl. Go Hanga Dekitayo. I was just showing my Akiko Yano CDs about a week ago, talking about how you can't find her records. They're extremely expensive. Here's the story. Gary and I go back 30 plus years as friends. We've fallen in and out as friends for a number of reasons, but isn't that immaculate? I paid the most I've ever paid for a record for this. I may tell you, I may not. Anyway, check this out. Gary knows how big of a YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra fan I am, always have been. And he is too. But more than a collector, he's a businessman. So years ago, probably 20 years ago, Gary got a copy of this. And I was madly collecting Akiko Yano at the time. I had it on CD, and I tried to get him to sell it to me. And he said, no, you already have the CD. You don't need both. That was his response to me as a friend. Did it hurt? Extremely. It hurt extremely. So that was about 20 years ago. Come to find out, not that long ago, by looking for stuff on eBay, I ended up browsing stores. Ended up browsing my friend Gary's store. Come to discover he still had it. Okay? Did I feel betrayed? I wanted to, but I have no right to. Gary doesn't owe me. Also, I understand, like it seems a lot of people don't understand. I'm a fool to expect Gary to understand what I really feel. I'm stupid if I expect that Gary somehow values what I value, and therefore he was going to sell this record to me. No, he's a businessman. And so when I went over yesterday for the jam session, I went over to buy some records, but I brought up, I said, Gary, you got that Akiko Yano. I thought you sold it. He said, no, I got it, and then I said, and I let him know my feelings. It says, fuck, man, you just really don't know what this record means to me. And knowing that you've had it all this time, and I could have had it all this time, When I saw it in your store, did I get pissed? I got very pissed. But I also understand that it's yours, and you don't owe me nothing. I want this record. He's a businessman. He knows this is extremely collectible, and so he did not give me a discount on this record. Even though we're very close friends, we're like brothers. Do I resent that? No. Because I understand Gary, and I understand human nature. I also understand that folks that would be disappointed because he didn't honor my feelings, you did that to yourself. Gary didn't do that to me. If I'm pissed at Gary still, I did it. Gary's just being himself. And he said it yesterday after I paid him. He said, he didn't apologize. He said, I'm just a businessman. And I understand. I'm a collector. This is in mint condition, but it is a noisy play. But that's beside the point. I now have this in my collection. This is a Grail. This is one of the top Grails on my list. If I could make a list, I can tell you this. I recently watched a video by Carl Schell, or is it Carl Schnell? Primarily a comic book collector, but he decided to show some of his records. All those records that I don't have in your collection, Carl, are Grails to me. Webb, original Skip Bifferty, all about that UK and American early psych, Hapshash, and The Colored Coat, The Fool, all those records with those wonderful psychedelic covers, as artifacts, as much as musical statements, those records are Grails to me. Those are the kind of records that I can't afford. If I was rich, that's what I'd spend my money on. I would easily spend $100, $200 without a blink of an eye so I could own those records. So that's one of the Grails I bought from Gary. I dropped some money on Gary because he had some records I really wanted. I don't regret what I spent on this, okay? The most I've spent for a record. And so now, and I've spent almost as much before on a record. So I can say, anyone that wants to spend big money on me, I understand. If you really want it, you have to spend it because I'm willing to do it. What else did I buy? Fantastic records. Fantastic. I got a sealed copy of Schizoak by Frank Lowe. The Frank Lowe Sextet. John Coltrane 68, I know you know all about this. Private label, small pressings. What label is this? I've already played both sides of this. This is monster. Cadence Jazz Records. I'm not even kidding. I don't have any music on right now. I'm going to put part of this on. I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. When I saw that he had a sealed copy of Schizoak, Frank Lowe Sextet, I said, I'm not leaving without one. He had two of them. Frank Lowe, Butch Morris on cornet. I just found out that Butch Morris died. I didn't know that. This is just getting going. This is awesome. Frank Lowe Sextet, Schizoak. You know, these kind of records in the bigger cities, you can just flip through the racks at some of those cool-ass stores like it's Dust and Grooves and find this stuff. This is rare to find in the stores in Omaha because I won't say, I don't really know. Oh, hell yes, Frank Lowe. I was like a kid in a candy store, actually. Kiko Yano. Then I got Frank Lowe. Then I got two more. Bomb-ass records from Gary. Butch Morris. Current Trends in Racism in Modern America, a Work in Progress. On sound aspects, God dog, this is killer. Butch Morris. If you're interested in ahead-thinking jazz, not just free jazz and improvisation, but someone whose ideas are constantly moving forward, Butch Morris. So sorry to hear he's gone. Butch Morris on vinyl. I've got CDs. This is my first vinyl. And then, again, I paid more than I wanted to, but if you're going to get it, you have to pay. I want to show it the way it's packaged. The BB series of live recordings that come in these packages. I picked up the Can Future Days Live. This is amazing. It's not Future Days Live, it's Dokaway. The song Dokaway on both sides. It's a great recording. Two things. A very clear, sounds like a board recording, and an exceptional performance. It's not rambling. It's hot all the way through. And at the end of side one, Can breaks into rock and roll. They play rock and roll like Dizzy Miss Lizzy. Or, you know what I mean? They play the rock and roll changes. This is excellent. He had more of this BB series, which I just can't afford. That's really all I want money for, so I can buy records. But that's my update. There was more. He gave me a couple things. But I'll start and end on business. You folks that bought the record, that I started sending records out already. I got a bunch to send out today. Hopefully they'll start showing up today, definitely this week. I hope to hear from you folks. I really want to know what you think about this album. I already know, as an objective music lover, that this is the best record I've ever made. And a little bit of, yeah. I gotta clean the record. This stands head and shoulders with everything on the market today. That's a hell of a thing to say. I'm saying it. I'll say it again. I'll continue to say it. This is the best thing I've ever done, and this is ready for the world. My record is ready to sit on the shelves next to Velvet Underground, next to Brian Eno, next to Bob Dylan, next to Neil Young, next to Roxy Music. Yeah, I mean every word of it, you know, and I know that this record is worth it. Haters and detractors, you all can kiss my ass. I've made a good record. Damn good record.